Okay. What's going on, LBHT crew B? What is going on?
Not feeling great, so we're gonna keep this to a tight 30.
Oh boy, there's something going on. There's something going around. April's not feeling well either. You know, I'm trying to avoid it. You know, I listen. Sometimes I feel miserable, and it's just, you know, I'm at work.
Right.
I can't tell anymore. If I feel terrible, I'm just like, it might just be Tuesday. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it is not Tuesday. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going well. But if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. So wherever you're watching, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you are listening to our audio podcast, it is Thursday. At least it's Thursday. It might be Friday. Who knows? But thank you for listening, and go ahead and leave a 5-star review. And hopefully you are enjoying your lunch, because we release it at lunchtime. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat already.
Everybody except Brandon.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
He said we started on time today. Actually,
we start on time every week.
Actually, Brandon, false. I started about 2 seconds early. Had to throw y'all off. Oh, I did it on purpose. Okay. Big Reg is in the house. What's going on, Big Reg?
What's up,
MJ's in the house. What's up? Our homegirl Danity is in the house. Sis Kyrie said bye. He can go. He can go. Cam Thomas says hello. Yeah, that's right. Andre Miz, what's going on, my friend?
What's up, Andre?
We got Zico Kage in the house. What's good? Yolanda B is in the house. What's going on, Yolanda? Thanks for coming through. Willie C-Bon's in the house. Says, what's happening, guys? 2 goats in the making. Oh, thank you. Says, hope you feel better, my dude.
Thank you. Go.
Respect. One Sessions is in the house. Says, what's up, y'all? Hashtag LBHT crew.
What's up, one?
Our guy Nitro's in the house. Says, yo, what's good, LBHT? What's good with you, Nitro? Doing big things over there. Make sure you subscribe over to the Wonderkin Show. Okay. Great follow. He puts out tons of content, just like our other buddy here, Mr. Engraven. Says, what's up, Jose and Brodny? Shout out to these are the 2 goats right there. Okay, those are the 2 goats. All right. If you need your fix, because sometimes we're just not gonna give it to you because we need we need our naps. All right. They gonna give you your fix, your fix. Okay, they gonna give it to you. All right. Omar Tillman, what's going on, my friend? What's going on? Oh, okay. Panthers Nation coming through. They said, oh yeah, we in here. Here. All right. Oh, you got Steelers guy over here. Watch out. What's up, Suge? Suge Knight 1323 over on Twitch. Suge Knight 323 over on YouTube. Just having issues with YouTube, so I'm over here. Hey, appreciate you. That's why we stream everywhere. Okay, wherever you're listening, whatever platform you choose to listen to, we want to make sure we're there. So salute to you. Raven Ron's in the house. Says, what's up, LBHT? Get Mike Evans. I agree. What's up, Tracy? Tracy says, hey, my guys, I am here. You are here, Tracy. Salute to you. Rave Kingdom's in the house. Says, what's good, everyone? What's up with you, Rave Kingdom? I see you, man. I see you. You was in Coach's stream the other day too, I believe, man. I see you, man. Salute. Thanks for supporting the whole crew. You know, everybody from the round table. Our brother, OTR Mike says, well. Look who it is, the LBHT crew.
What's
yes,
up,
indeed. Top billing, what's going on? Says, man, YouTube acting up right now. Oh, so it's acting up for everybody. Okay, well, look, I'll say it again. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Those are the ways that you can watch. Okay, so if it's acting up, no worries. We are streaming live those other places. Go ahead and just click over there. All right. The show will go on. Just all same things. Anyone else YouTube acting up? Yeah. Okay. All right. So
let's shut it down. Come back tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, Engraven says Lamar will be signed on February 29th. I'll be waiting, sir. All right. So while everybody is finding another source, another platform to watch us, again, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch are the other 3 ways you can watch. All right. Yes, Danny says hit that like button to make YouTube act better. That's right. Facts. All right. Now, Nitro says he's ready for the Ravens Panthers fire. We always want to give you that fire. But you see in the headline, it is Super Bowl week. We're going to talk Super Bowl. We're going to talk a little NBA. We are transitioning to the offseason. Okay. And we like to be a little bit more a lot more well-rounded in sports in the offseason. But we also going to give you the Ravens and Panthers fix over here. So we're going to talk about a little bit of news that's going on. Not a whole lot, but, we'll talk. We'll speculate, give you all the good stuff. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl, two of the consistently best teams this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the Chiefs. They're consistently one of the best teams every year. This is going to be an exciting game. So we'll break that down. And we're going to get this started. But first, we like to start every show with a Black History fact. In fact, is it this week or is it next week, which is our anniversary?
Well, it's next week, next Thursday. Technically, it's February 16th.
Okay.
So next week.
So next week, it is our 3 year. Is it 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
3-year anniversary. Okay, we started in Black History Month, which sparked the Black History fact, and we said, look, this is too fire. We got to keep it going. So here we go. B's got that Black History fact for you.
Well, first I have a question. How come I went and updated my name and then now they're not showing?
Did you click on? Could you click the I don't know. Now StreamYard is messing up. They said YouTube messing up. We gonna mess up. Let me take a look over here.
Nope. All right. Well, that's all right. We're gonna keep the Black History fact short and sweet. I'm sure that most of you stayed up and witnessed the greatness last night. LeBron James officially became the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. He passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Did it in 3 quarters last night, cementing his status as the greatest basketball player of all time. So congrats to LeBron. It makes it 10 times better. He did it as a Laker, obviously.
I wish there's some more Black people in taking pictures up front there.
Still lost that game though. Anthony Davis was criminally lazy last night. But you know what? It is what it is. You can't take the moment away from LeBron. So congratulations to him. I did also have I wanted to mention another athlete with a little homegrown flavor for the Black History fact. We mentioned him when we talked about Barbados Joe Walcott. Joe Gans, who was widely considered to be the greatest lightweight of all time, had a professional record of 157 wins to 12 losses with 22 draws. And those 12 losses, mind you, were with the managers and kind of, well, not promoters, but bookers at the time kind of pressuring him to lose to white fighters intentionally. So even that 12, you can take that down a little bit. He was known as the Old Master, born in Baltimore. Unfortunately, that nickname's a little ironic. He did pass away at the age of 35 from tuberculosis. Some people say because of the career, his career that he had. He was fighting at an unnaturally low weight. Also, the fault of management. But again, one of the greatest of all time, the first Black world champion of the 20th century, Joe Gans.
Also, that's a great Black History fact. I also want to add a little more history. It's not world history, but it's history for this school, Dunbar High School in Baltimore. Okay, I drive by this high school every single day on my way to work. All right, shout out to that football team. Shout out to the 10 players who received scholarships. Okay, and you're talking about from HBCUs all the way up to Ivy League. These people, you got one going to Harvard, I think one's going to University of Maryland. Like they are all over the place, man. And I don't think Harvard gives out athletic scholarships. That's an academic scholarship.
Yeah,
he got. They weren't all athletic scholarships. These guys, the whole football team GPA average was a 3.2. Okay, nice. So shout out to the coach. Shout out to those players. Excellent job. And I bring that up because that is the episode of the latest episode of Open Mic with OTR Mike. Mikey goes into detail about that. There's some clips from the news. We showcase those young men, and he's just giving them the flowers. So I encourage you to go over there and check out that episode, Open Mic with OTR Mike. All right, let's get this going. So what we got, B?
We got a Ravens offseason update, which is coming in the form of nothing but rumor at this point because they have not actually made any moves either towards signing Lamar Jackson or towards hiring an offensive coordinator. But the talk is that they may be leaning towards Eric Bieniemy, and that's why the search is kind of dragging on. They're waiting, obviously, for the Super Bowl to be played so they can interview him again and make that hire official. There's some happenings to kind of bolster that. Dave Canales is now taking other interviews. After he had a couple interviews in Baltimore and was thought to be one of the finalists, he's interviewing, I believe, I want to say it was with Washington, but perhaps not. It was another team. He's looking around for another job. So it looks like Ravens fans might be getting their wish in Eric Bieniemy.
So yeah, Washington was the other team that was looking at Bieniemy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man. I think it just comes down to Lamar, right? No way Eric Bieniemy, especially if they win the Super Bowl, man. I'm just not even sure if he even leaves if they win the Super Bowl, right? Like when you win, you don't want to change anything.
I think he leaves. He wants to be a head coach, and it's clear that he's not going to get a head coaching job by being the offensive coordinator in Kansas City, even though that position has been the kingmaker for everyone else. He's been the offensive coordinator for 5 years, has the worst offensive finish that they've had in Kansas City under Eric Bieniemy was 5th. They won the Super Bowl, obviously. They're in another one. So, it's just not happening for him in Kansas City. So he's going to take another position. If he turns around Baltimore's offense, or turns around Washington's offense, then, you have even more of an argument to become a head coach.
I agree. But Baltimore team without Lamar, I mean, who would you take? Would you rather? I mean, listen, Washington doesn't look great, but just as they're constructed right now, would you want to coach that Washington team, or would you want to coach a Baltimore team without Lamar Jackson?
Sam Howell, baby. What are you talking about? Ron Rivera said today it looks like Sam Howell's going to be the QB1 heading into the offseason. They've got Terry McLaurin. They've got Jahan Dotson. They've got Curtis Samuel. They've got Brian Robinson along with Antonio Gibson. That offense should have been good to go already.
Yes.
They're obviously missing the final piece at quarterback. If I'm Eric Bieniemy, if Lamar's gone, I'm not even talking to Baltimore anymore. I'm not even answering the phone when they call.
Yeah.
Like, for what?
So I think I think we're gonna find out one way or another how this Lamar thing is gonna go down after the Super Bowl, shortly after the Super Bowl, right? Because Eric Bieniemy isn't going to take much time picking where he wants to go. And Brian Johnson, I'm not sure if Brian Johnson's getting calls either. I'm not sure what's going on with him.
He is. I don't think he's getting calls from Baltimore. But I think, there are teams interested in Brian Johnson.
Okay. But Eric Bieniemy's not going to spend much time making his choice. And the Ravens better have a solid answer, because he's not going to go off of we're still working on it. Yeah. Right. So if Eric Bieniemy chooses another place, we're going to know, okay, they're not close. If he says, yeah, I'm going to Baltimore, I think that's a good sign that Lamar's going to be back. Mm-hmm. Shout out to our guy Hendo from Ravens Online on Gatekeepers. Make sure you subscribe. Says, what's good, gentlemen? Best time of the week. Hey, salute to you, my brother. And once again, I want to point out to everybody, if you're still having issues on YouTube, man, YouTube. Let me tell you guys about YouTube, man. We are. I mean, this is a uneasy partnership that we have with YouTube. We are not fans. We are not fans of YouTube. But if you're having problems with YouTube, we are streaming over on Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter. All right. So follow us any one of those places, and you keep the show going that way. All right. But yeah, look, man.
I want to say that we're big fans of YouTube. We love everything that's going on over there. And if they can push the channel a bit, that'd be fantastic as well.
It doesn't work.
We're very happy with our.
They won't even pay us the money that they owe us. We'll talk about that some other time. Okay.
That's true.
$ LBHT Show. That's a Cash App. That's why we don't do super chats over here. But anyway, Top Billing says, Brodny, with all that talent you named on the Commanders, why wouldn't Lamar just go to Washington instead of sign with Baltimore?
Well, I mean, it depends on if Washington is interested and willing to give up what it'll take to acquire Lamar. And the other answer is because there are better teams who will be interested in Lamar. Potentially Miami, the Jets, Detroit maybe. But he's going to have a lot of suitors. So I imagine Washington won't be high on that list.
Okay, hold on. Marco wants to know something going on with Extreme Elements. Hold on a second. Let me refresh this. My OBS just updated. I'm gonna pull that up in a second. Let me see. My bad, Marco. My bad. Let's get this going here. Cause it looked like it was up. All right, I'll get that going in a second, Marco. No, I don't see it. I don't see it. I got some. Do you see that? Bad news. Bad news. Bear 300. He subscribed. Marco, are you? Did you? If you made a payment, Marco, just put your comment in the comment section. All right, put it in the comment section. Not sure. I didn't see any update here, but on my side, Stream Element seems to be working fine. Shout out to Raven C. Thanks for coming through, man.
What's up, Raven C?
Let's see. Danny says, if you're having trouble with YouTube, hit the notification bell to be notified of all live videos and updates. Appreciate it. Yes. Maybe you can watch the replay. Yes. The replay will be up. So no worries. If you're having trouble watching it live, you can go to the other places or you can just watch the replay.
But yeah, Marco, I think there may be an issue there because I didn't get anything coming through the email either. So we don't see anything on our end here.
Okay, man. Everything's failing us. Thank you, Elon. Thanks, Elon Musk.
He's like, you said my name, I win.
Daddy says, all right, rather coach Washington because he could probably snatch that head coaching job by next year.
Why y'all hate Ron?
That's another good point. Ron, listen, whoever the new owner's going to be, maybe usually it's not good for the head coach, the incumbent head coach. So we'll see. Just Allo says if the Ravens decide to trade Lamar, they will have to expect him to negotiate with teams in a matter of days or weeks, begging the question, why would they get it done? Why couldn't they get it done in 2 years? They just, ego. That's the only thing, man. Like,
and not wanting to pay him what he wants.
Not want to pay him what he wants. Poor management. I can't stand teams like that, right? You don't want to pay him what he wants, but you don't want to get rid of him either, right? You can't say he's not worth it, but then doing everything you can to try to hold him hostage. If you don't want to pay him, let him go. Or you should have traded him last year. If you didn't get it done by the beginning of the season this year or last year, right? You should have traded him, right? But instead, you're holding on. Now you're saying, oh, we're willing to franchise tag him. Then just pay him what he's looking for. He's already won this negotiation, no matter how you feel about it. So all this talk about whether he's worth it or not and how they're going to find the money, that ship has sailed. You better get the money. All right. Marco G says, he said couldn't make a donation. Gave him a 404 error. Did Giro hack the channel? All right, we'll take a look at that. Sheesh, man. What's going on today? Look, Cash App still works, right? Hit up the Cash App. $ LBHT Show. All right. That's the Cash App right there. All right. Go ahead. Well, Marco's a patron, isn't he? You're a patron. Go over to the Discord, Marco. Go to the Discord. Leave some comments over there. Just put your comments in here. Okay. Not look, YouTube's blocking our fans right now. So the chat's pretty light. Okay. Marco G says Lamar's leaving will have a serious impact on the economy. Baltimore, I'm not sure if it'll impact Baltimore's economy. The revenue in Baltimore, getting money in Baltimore is not the issue. It's how it's distributed. It's not a poor city.
But at least they're not rounding up D-list celebrities to do a hack job. We are the world to get them to stay like Cleveland did with LeBron.
Listen, Cleveland needed LeBron. They needed that LeBron money. Baltimore doesn't have that issue.
Unbelievable. Even all these years later, I'm still embarrassed for them over that.
All right. So okay, we'll find out soon enough. Marlon Humphrey saying he was trying to recruit some people over at the Pro Bowl, and they're all asking the same question: when are you going to pay Lamar? Right. So that tells you a whole lot. You have Mark Andrews doing his making his round at Super Bowl weekend, and everybody's asking him, how he feels about it. He's like, "Oh yeah, Lamar's staying. He's a Raven for life, and bleeds purple, all that good stuff, right?" So, listen, man, this is the thing that teams always say they don't want: distraction.
Yeah.
And the only thing that anybody affiliated with the Ravens is going to ask is, "What's up with Lamar? When's that deal going to get done?" So that's the only thing that they should be looking at this point, is getting the deal done, and it should have already been done.
Yeah, and that's not even just because he deserves the money and he's the franchise quarterback, the franchise cornerstone, and all that. You need to get it done because you have a lot of other work to do this offseason that you can't do if Lamar isn't signed. If you franchise tag Lamar, you can't get all the other things done that you need to get done. So why are they just dragging their feet? We keep coming back to, they're not going to trade him, right? Because that'd be incredibly stupid. But that's really the only reason, or the only thing pointing to him staying right now, right? Is that, this doesn't happen. Players that good, that young, at that position don't change teams. Right. But everything else points to they don't want him there, and he's not going to be there.
Yeah. So, I mean, they are such a mess, man. They are such a mess right now. But listen, all we can do is just sit back and wait and see what happens. Again, if two moves that can happen soon will change everything about how we look at the Ravens. They sign Lamar and they bring in Eric Bieniemy. Game changer.
Mm-hmm.
Game changer. So, listen, man, it's big. Like if they get it done, now we're talking about adding a few pieces to make a Super Bowl run. If they don't, we're talking about this team's going to be bad for a while, most likely. Yeah. Kali Mahmoud Vids, what's going on? Says, to think I was a fan of a great organization. Yeah. Well, listen, when you win Super Bowls, you can consider them great, right? And they're doing some great things, but now it's not working. You have to adjust, right? They're not great right now. No. Just how it says, it's never happened in the history of the NFL, a player as young and accomplished as Lamar being traded. No.
Right. No. The only thing that's close is Deshaun Watson, and there was a whole lot of other stuff along with that.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny says Ocho Cinco spoke about it too, said Ravens are playing in Lamar's face. Yeah. So we'll see. All right, so Panthers. Let's move on to the Panthers. What's going on? So last we talked, Frank Reich, head coach. They made another coaching move since then, Deuce Staley, right? Mm-hmm. And they're still looking for offensive coordinator.
They're looking for offensive coordinator, and obviously just to kind of fill out the rest of the staff. They hired a linebacker coach either today or yesterday. I'm trying to pull up his name here. 1 second.
And they also hired a defensive coordinator since we were last on.
Yeah, Peter Hansen, linebacker coach. He coached under Vic Fangio, who was kind of their Reich's first choice as DC, but he ended up going to, I believe it was Miami. So they hired, I'm going to butcher his name, and I apologize, Ejiro Avero, I believe is how you say it. Yeah. He was the defensive coordinator in Denver, and he was a coach under Sean McVay with the Rams for 4 or 5 years prior to going to Denver. Great hire there. I think a great hire with Deuce Staley. I fully believe at this point they're waiting for the Super Bowl so they can talk to Brian Johnson. I think they want to bring in Brian Johnson as the offensive coordinator, and his name is Kevin Patullo, maybe as the quarterbacks coach. But we'll see. They're kind of in a holding pattern right there. They've interviewed Deuce Staley for the offensive coordinator position. They've interviewed Jim Bob Cooter for the offensive coordinator position, and I believe they're waiting for the Super Bowl so they can talk to Brian Johnson as well.
Yeah. So listen, the Panthers, they're another team you guys better watch out for. All right. They have a good head coach. This coaching staff, that defensive coordinator is no joke. That Denver defense was no joke, and Panthers have some pieces on defense. Yeah. Now, obviously, for them, it's going to be quarterback. What they do at quarterback, if they make the right move there, easily they win the NFC South.
Well, hey, I don't know about easily anymore. You heard who might be coming to town.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr might be going to the New Orleans Saints.
Derek Carr makes them competitive.
Look, yeah, people are laughing about the Saints possibly trading for Derek Carr, but Derek Carr's a good quarterback. He's not Pat Mahomes or anything, but he's a good quarterback. That team still has a lot of talent. Now, I'm not worried about New Orleans. They're still coached by Dennis Allen. That dude's a clown and a half, so I don't think that they're really going to pose much of a threat. But you can't completely discount them. Carolina's going to be running out there most likely with a rookie quarterback. But yeah, they are set up. If they make the correct hires, filling out the coaching staff, and they make the right choice in the draft, they're set up to run away with that division next year.
Yeah. So I mean, Panthers fans, you got some stuff to be excited about. Raven C says, you think Panthers will trade up? That's a good question.
I think they will. I think they are going to end up trading up for CJ Stroud. I think at this point it kind of looks like it's between trading up for Stroud or sitting at 9 and taking Anthony Richardson. And I think they're going to do everything they can do to move up and try to get CJ Stroud before they settle for AR-15.
Man, if they got Stroud, that would be huge.
Yeah.
They've
already put together the offensive line. I mean, they have a little work to do there. Austin Corbett tore his ACL. He's just rehabbing that now, so he may not be ready for the start of the season. And they've got questions at center. Bradley Bozeman was a 1-year signing, and I believe that Elfin might be gone as well. So I mean, there's a little work to do there, but they've got the tackles in place, and they've got a great O-line coach who Frank Reich was able to retain from the previous staff. So I think the sky is the limit for the O-line. And, if they go and they get a guy like CJ Stroud and they find a reliable second wide receiver, they're going to be pretty tough to handle.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to DDSQ, man. Thanks for coming through. It says, what's good, y'all? I'm late, just checking in. Love the show. Hey, thank you. Salute.
Appreciate it.
And DDSQ is a Buccaneers fan. But I think the same goes for them. If they make the right move at quarterback, they're going to be dangerous as well. Right. So I know he's feeling a little bit down about how the team's looking, but man, they had a lot of injuries, especially at O-line at the end. Right. And their quarterback was 50. So people come back healthy, and you get the right quarterback, game changer for them as well. So a lot to look at this offseason. There's some big moves that can go down this offseason. And shout out to Anonymous for a $35 donation. Thank you. Look, Cash App still works. Thank you, Cash App. Says, what does it say? Greetings, everyone.
Have a dynamic / terrific show.
Thank you so much. All right, listen, YouTube is failing us. All right. I just checked over here on this end, like it's still acting a little weird. So if you keep refreshing it, you might be able to get in. If not, you can go over to Facebook, you can go over to Twitch, you can also go over to Twitter, all those places we're streaming live.
Twitter, which just recently came back to life.
Yeah, and our Stream Elements needs to come back to life because I checked that pin link as well, and it's giving some error. Yeah. So we apologize for that inconvenience, but the Cash App still works. $ LBHT Show. Also, I should mention, if you guys use the PayPal function on Stream Elements, we have a PayPal. It's just our email, lbhtshow@gmail.com. All right. So if you're looking to donate, look, first of all, thank you. We appreciate it. The show is free, so don't feel like you're obligated to do it. But thank you so much. I appreciate you, Anonymous. And what's up, Kimberly? Kimberly says 41-27 Eagles. Let's go. Okay, she's ready to get to the predictions. You know what? Let's get into it. Let's get to some Super Bowl talk right now. And what's up, Mr. J? Mr. J, hold on. We got to get the Panthers fans comment here. It says, OC, QB coach, and QB are next. Rubs hands like Birdman. Says, excellent like Monty Burns. Yes, indeed. All right. Super Bowl. What we got?
Yep. Well, I mean, you got what should be, what you hope for at the start of every season, right? The two best teams in the league make it to the end and square off in the Super Bowl. On paper, it looks like it's going to be a great game, right? But kind of thought that about the both conference championship games, and it didn't really pan out that way. So you never really know. But you've got two premier quarterbacks, I think 1 and 2 in the MVP discussion. You've got Andy Reid, who's a legendary coach. You got Nick Sirianni, who's kind of making his name for himself right now. Excuse me. And you got a team in the Eagles who is solid all the way around. They don't really have any weaknesses. I think if you really wanted to pick the one weaknesses that, when you're comparing to Kansas City, Jalen Hurts isn't the same quarterback that Pat Mahomes is, and Pat Mahomes can make up for the weaknesses that KC has on their roster, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas, in Philadelphia, I think most people kind of look at it like the coach plays a huge part in their offensive success. Like I said, that's kind of being nitpicky. I think that they've got a great offensive line in Philly. They've got a really good run game. Miles Sanders, he went over 1,200 yards this year.
Aaron Rodgers thinks they have a great offensive line too.
best O-line in the last 20 years, he said. His O-lines did not appreciate that.
Yeah.
They've got great wide receivers in A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. They've got talent all over their defense. So it's going to be really difficult for Kansas City, even as efficient and scary as we know their offense is. It's going to be really difficult for them to put up a lot of points, I would think, right? On the other side, Kansas City has Chris Jones, who's one of the best defensive linemen in the league. They got Frank Clark, who's a good pass rusher in his own right. They've got 4 rookies in the secondary. But the thing is, they've all been playing really well. Now, maybe that comes back to bite them in the Super Bowl, on the biggest stage. But, talent is talent, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll have to see if they can hold up there. For me, I can't pick against Pat Mahomes. They lost to Tampa Bay 31-9 in that game. He played pretty well in that game, even considering. But going into that game, they had major injuries all along their O-line. And that's why Tampa Bay was able to get so much pressure on him just with their 4 down linemen.
Yeah.
I don't think is going to be the case this time. I think that Pat Mahomes is going to be able to sit back there and make plays to Kelsey. He's going to be able to make plays to Juju, to MVS. I believe that Jerick McKinnon, Isaiah Pacheco are going to contribute as well. I think the Chiefs win a relatively low scoring but very exciting game this Sunday. I'm going to say the final 27-24.
Okay, relatively low. I think it's going to be a little bit higher. And I'm going to go with the Eagles. Listen, Pat Mahomes looks amazing for sure. Still nursing the injury, right? Although he had 2 weeks to heal up a little bit. High ankle sprain is you're not going to get over that in 2 or 3 weeks, right? So that's still going to be an issue. And like you said, everything on the Eagles looks great. Everything.
Yeah.
Right. That O line is physically imposing. The D line is physically imposing. And yes, I think the Chiefs O line is better this year, but they're not great. And I know they have Chris Jones on the defensive line. That's a terror. I don't care how great Jason Kelsey is. He's not stopping Chris Jones. But I think the first half will be relatively low. Second half is going to turn into a shootout. And like I said, on both sides, there's weapons. No, there's no Tyreek Hill, but you still have Travis Kelsey and, a mixed bag of wide receivers who aren't bad, right? They're not great, but they're not bad. But look, man, when you have somebody like Pat Mahomes, they don't need to be great, and if they're healthy, Kadarius Toney could be somebody that we haven't seen this version of Kadarius Toney all year, but he could easily be that guy that can go out there and get 8 catches, 200 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Right? He could easily be that guy. He could be the next Tyreek Hill. Shout out to Brandon. Is that Brandon Buck? Appreciate it. Brandon Basil. I'm sorry, Brandon. Brandon, because Buck puts Buck in there. Shout out to Brandon B. What's it say, B?
It says, I'm going to be nice to Brodny for the rest of the week. We'll see. Appreciate it, though, Brandon. Thank you.
And King is concerned here. He is concerned. He is like, y'all moving too quick here. This is looking like hashtag no 1 hour. That would be great, but we've never done a show less than an hour before, I don't think. Don't worry, King. We're talking some Super Bowl. we're we got another story to talk about. We're gonna circle. Look, man, that's what bonus time. We'll circle back to the Ravens talk. Don't you worry. We'll circle back to the Ravens talk and whatever NFL talk, whatever you guys want to talk about. All right. So sit back and relax.
Worry. Right, we gotta get up out of here.
He needs to get out of here. He's not feeling well. Okay, he's not feeling well. Kimberly says she's gonna watch the Super Bowl on TV. Hope it will be entertaining and fun. Who won this Sunday? Yeah. So yeah, I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun, and I'll be happy for either quarterback that wins. Okay, you got two black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, first time it's ever happened, and I'm gonna feel good about that. I'll be very happy for Jalen Hurts if he wins, and I'll be happy for Pat Mahomes if he wins another Super Bowl, because I think when it's all said and done, he'll probably go down as the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about him.
He's already well along that road.
Yeah, Lamar can put his name in the mix too if we get Harbaugh up out of here, but or he goes to another team that'll treat him right. But right now, Pat Mahomes is just listen, and while we're on it, okay, we're talking about Lamar, we're talking about Mahomes. You'll hear some detractors say, "Hey, you can't pay Lamar because when you pay a quarterback that much money, you can't win." It's not true. But that's what they say, because they'll say, "Oh, Pat Mahomes won his rookie deal. Look at Joe Burrow, who made it to the Super Bowl, didn't win it. Look at whoever made it to the Super Bowl. You can't stack up your team when you pay your quarterback that much money." Well, Pat Mahomes is back. Pat Mahomes hasn't gone anywhere. Pat Mahomes has been to 5 straight AFC Championship games while having a $400 million contract. Now, with him being now his contract isn't fully guaranteed, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But he's going to see every cent of that money and more, because they'll renegotiate that contract.
Yeah.
Right. So money's not an issue over there. And yes, they had to make some cuts. They didn't have to, because they were going to pay Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill just wanted more money. And they're like, "Nah, we're not going to give you that much money." But even if you want to say Tyreek Hill was a casualty of that, how did that hurt them? They're in the Super Bowl right now.
Yeah.
Now you look on the other side. Yes, Jalen Hurts is on his rookie contract, right? And they did stack a whole lot around him, man. And I'm so happy they did. That's why I'm rooting for Philly, man. I like how they treat the young black quarterback. I'm so glad they did that, and they get rewarded for that by making it to the Super Bowl. But they're going to also pay him as well.
Yeah.
Right. You look at the Jaguars. Okay, they got a quarterback who's going to be their guy. He's going to get paid, right? You look at Joe Burrow, he's going to get paid. So at some point, your top quarterbacks are all going to get paid. So are you saying none of those guys have chances after they get signed? Right, of course not.
Right, because really what happened is that there was a stretch where a lot of great quarterback prospects came into the league. We just lost Brady and Breeze and Rivers and Roethlisberger and Manning and all of them. What's up, Sterling? And this is the next generation of the star quarterbacks. They all came into the league around the same time, and they came in and they hit the ground running. Right? They played really well from jump. Because again, nobody who says that about make sure you got to win on a rookie, with a quarterback on a rookie deal. None of them would say trade Pat Mahomes.
Right.
None of them would tell you don't pay Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow. So what it is don't pay bad quarterbacks, don't pay average quarterbacks. If you have a great player at that position, you give them their money.
Yeah.
Baltimore.
And average quarterbacks get paid all the time.
They do. And look, sometimes it works out reasonably well. Sometimes it blows up in your face like Derek Carr. But the moral of the story is, if you have a great player, pay them their money and do it early. Because if you do it early, you're going to save yourself money.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. Pay them early. Lamar's contract. Here's a funny thing, guys. The money that they want to pay Lamar now, had they done it 2 years ago, it wouldn't have been an issue, right? Had they offered him whatever version of the story that you want to believe. But But had they paid him around what Pat Mahomes got paid at the time, because essentially his deal was $40 million a year, right? Or $42 million a year, something like that, right? If you had paid him around that, you wouldn't have a problem right now. And we said it at the time. I said at the time, I would pay him 50, right? So what? And 50 seemed high at the time. Right now, you hope it's just 50.
Correct.
Okay. So around the time where Mahomes got his money, they should have, and he was MVP. They should have been saying, all right, man, look, let's bring you in higher than Pat Mahomes, right? 45. He'd have taken 45, 45, 47, whatever, 45 a year, however much guaranteed. That could have easily been avoided, just like the Bills did Josh Allen, right? But they want to drag this out because, hey, we have a philosophy: right player, right price, right? Oh, you don't want to take that? Well, I don't know. And shout out to Saquon, says, I got the Eagles in a blowout, 31-10. Okay, Saquon. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. 31-10. You think the Chiefs are only going to score 10 points? Man. Listen, it could happen. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. Let's see who else we got here. Top Billing says Eagles are going to show us how the Ravens and Lamar would look against the Chiefs all these years if they put talent around Lamar. Yeah, people don't understand. Lamar was always keeping the game close versus the Chiefs. And here's the other thing too. Ravens Chiefs should always be in the AFC Championship game. It like Ravens and Bengals. Chiefs and Bengals have been the two games, the last two AFC Championship games, and that's turning into a rivalry.
Yeah,
right. They're talking trash to each other. Each one has won and gone on to the Super Bowl. That's supposed to be us, not the Bengals. Man, the Bengals barely beat us without Lamar, right? Like we should be imposing our will on that team. They should still be the little brothers, right? But this team, like, we can't get out of our own way. Like, that's supposed to be us right there. And if they mess up this thing with Lamar, we're going straight to the bottom because the Browns are going to be up there next year too. Nobody wants to talk about that, but that's coming. Marco G says Howie Roseman went from drafting Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson to redeeming himself big time. Facts. Facts. That's another big story. Jalen Reagor. Sheesh. But yeah, but that goes to show you that one mistake doesn't necessarily ruin you, right? Unless it's a quarterback. But yeah, you can mess up at wide receiver and you can go back, you can circle back and say, all right, I didn't draft well that time. I'll get it right with Devontae Smith, and I'm going to trade for AJ Brown, who I know can play. That's how you do it, right? We don't draft well, but Bateman, I think, is going to be at the very least a solid player, and we can go trade for somebody, right? Everybody's talking about Hopkins. Okay, make it happen. Okay, get yourself a great player. Is he a little bit older now? He might decline a little bit. Maybe he's still up there, right? So just make it happen. T. Higgins might be traded. He balled out and wants his money now. Yeah,
I don't think he's going anywhere. I think they're going to pay him his money, and he will be right there opposite Jamar Chase for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. All right.
NFL.com is reporting, though, that Carolina is a sleeper for Lamar Jackson.
Wait. That's false. LBHT Show reported first.
No, we didn't report that they were a sleeper. We reported that they were the favorite. They reported they were a sleeper.
I didn't say they're the favorite.
To get in on either Lamar or Aaron Rodgers if they become available.
You know what we need to do? We need to post that article on Twitter and post our video talking about that. Okay, the Panthers possibility of Panthers getting Lamar Jackson. Of course, it can happen. Listen, we can say that about any team. If Lamar truly becomes available, we can say that about any team. There isn't a single team in the NFL that can't do it. There's teams that won't, obviously, right? But any team that wants to do it can absolutely make it happen. Don't worry about capping all that other stuff. That can absolutely happen. So if they say, hey, Lamar's available, any team that's interested, there's a possibility. But obviously, the Panthers have some pieces that they can trade. They have an owner who I think is more than willing.
Yeah.
Right. I think it would come down to if they're really interested, I think it comes down to the Panthers and the Jets. Because the Jets are making it known. Well, let me put it this way. No, Panthers, Jets, and the Patriots. Because Bill Belichick, I mean, he almost got himself fined again during the season. It's like, yeah, I'd pay Lamar Jackson. Oh, oops, I can't say that. So I think there are 3 teams who would I think they'll do whatever it takes. So he's going to get his money. Speaking of getting money,
don't bring him up here. He up here to talk about how Lamar ain't going to Carolina.
It's Mr. Get Money himself, Mr. OTR Mike. What's going on, brother?
What's up, Mike?
What's up? I haven't dropped in on you guys in a long time, and I said, why not now? I got a little bit of time, so let me drop in on the fellas, man. It was good.
You're always welcome. So what's your take on the Super Bowl? I know, listen, in your household, you have to be careful with what you say over there. How do you feel about the Super Bowl? You're going for the Eagles, right?
I guess. I mean, you know what? I'm truly split down the middle. For her sake, I mean, I guess it's 51-49. I hope Philly wins, but like either way, like I'm truly split. I don't know which way to go. I'm concerned about Mahomes and that ankle, and you know, high ankle sprains, man, they take a lot more time to heal, and we know Philly gets after it. But you know, Hurts didn't look all that great either, throwing the ball at least. So I mean, we don't know how much that shoulder is hurting him either. So I just hope that we get a good game. You know what I mean? An entertaining game, and whoever wins. But slight edge to Philly for me.
Okay. All right. Kimberly has a question. She says, who is the biggest need in the draft on number 22 for the Ravens? I mean, the biggest, assuming we have Lamar, I say biggest need is wide receiver. What do you guys think?
Yeah, absolutely.
No question.
1, 2, and 3.
No question.
Yeah. So that's what it is. Answer is wide receiver, and it better not be anything else. It better not be anything on defense. Anything. Listen, I don't know how you guys feel about corner, right? And I see Gomez says, let's get Odell. Yep, bring him too. Bring in Odell, bring in D-Hop, and draft a wide receiver. I want all 3. I want all 3 here, and keep Bateman. All right, that's what I'm on right now. But I don't care about cornerbacks at this point. We have Marlowe. You know, we have one excellent corner. Okay. And we have a bunch of guys that we just drafted, assuming that we don't bring back Marcus Peters. I don't care. Let it ride. You drafted him, right? And if any of you guys don't feel good about that, then you need to get on our GM for drafting so many DBs every year. We have 3 of them. Stevens last year, Pepe, and what's the other one?
Davis.
Yeah, Jalen Armour Davis. That's 3 in the last 2 years. So you don't like any of them? So you're good with just cutting those guys too, because they're not gonna be anything, right? No, man. Let them play. And if they can't play, make better moves next time.
Number 2 corner, Daryl Worley. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Hey, they were loving him. You know what I mean? They were loving him. So why not? Ultimately, you like you said, you draft these guys, you got to give them a shot, right? But they gotta look. Their first 2, like B said, their first 2-3 picks got to be offense in one way or another. I don't care what it is, but you gotta fix this offense and get some weapons in here.
All right. So back to the Super Bowl discussion here. Right, we made our predictions. We got 2 Philly, 1 Kansas City Chief. I think it's kind of split in the chat as well. What do you think happens to Eric Bieniemy after the Super Bowl?
B, this is your show, so I'm waiting. You know, I'll go.
I said
no, we already did. No, that's our question for you, Mikey.
Okay. You know what? I think he's out either way, right? Especially if there's a enticing situation, I think he's out, and I think he's out because we discussed this on the roundtable. I think it's just getting to that point where he feels like, hey, maybe I gotta get away or get from under Andy just to prove that I can call an offense, I can run an offense. And then I think you said it as well, Zay, on the roundtable, how he probably has his own little wrinkles and stuff like that he wants to add to his offense. So I just think he just feels like it's time to spread his wings a little bit more. Maybe that'll help him get a head coaching job like he wants. But I think he's out. Hopefully he comes here, especially if it's Baltimore. I mean, especially if we got 8 here. But I think he's out. I think he bounces.
All right, and shout out to KP for the donation. What's that say, B? No D-Hop, what?
If no D-Hop, then I'm cool with DJ Chark and a rookie receiver.
I'm not cool with that.
I was gonna say, man, Ravens fans' standards be dropping real quick.
If no D-Hop, you better figure it out. And the answer better not be DJ Chark. I'm not settling, man. We gotta stop settling on offense.
I don't mind bringing in DJ Chark. You just have to bring in somebody else who's better than DJ Chark too.
Yeah. We need 1, 2, 3. Well, I mean, look, Bateman can be 1 or 2. Well, Bateman needs to be 2. I'm sorry, Bateman needs to be 2. We need a 1, a 3, and a 4. Okay, I don't even want Duvernay in that 4th position. He can win it. It's got to be a battle. He got to step up. But
they need 4 new receivers.
Yeah. So I don't accept that. I don't accept no D-Hop. Then we settle on DJ Chark. No, sir. Okay. Yeah, and Brian Johnson, I'm not sure. You said he's gotten some interviews elsewhere, right? But just not with Baltimore.
Yeah, I haven't heard Baltimore talking to him, but he has had some interviews, and I think that's who Carolina's waiting for at this point. They want to talk to Brian Johnson and see if they can lure him and the other coach away to Reich's staff.
Okay. And other coaching news too. We talked about Wilkes. He got that D coordinator job with San Francisco. I think that's a great spot for him to land. That's a great spot. I think Wilkes as a D coordinator is a good coordinator. It's going to be high visibility there because San Francisco is very competitive. So that could put him in position to at least get more interviews. At the very least, get more interviews next year and possibly be a head coach again. And this is, I thought he was done, B. Right? I didn't think coordinator was going to be in his cards moving forward. Right. I thought it was a bad for him. I thought it was going to be like Jim Caldwell type of situation. So good for him. And,
I was a little surprised that he landed in San Francisco. I thought he was going to be a position coach somewhere. But yeah, great news for him. Like you said, they've just put two guys into head coaching positions over the last couple of years with Robert Saleh and DeMeco Ryans. So yeah, if he comes in there and does a good job, he should be next in line.
Yes, and the other person, Brian Flores, who's defense coordinator for Minnesota, right? I actually thought he'd be a head coach this year, but I think next year he's definitely going to be a head coach. So,
is it just me, or there are a lot of candidates who are interviewing for head coaching jobs and coordinator jobs? Maybe that always happens, but it really stood out to me this year.
I don't think, and that's a good point, B. I noticed that too, and I don't think typically it goes that way. Like right. you have your candidates who are the next hot shot or might be a good candidate for a head coaching job, but to see them interviewing for both, it is a little weird. You know what I mean? And a little different than I'm used to seeing.
And really not a good look for Arizona that he took a defensive coordinator position instead of being their head coach.
Sheesh. Well, I mean, did they offer them the head coaching job?
They are offering it to everyone who they make eye contact with at this point.
It's going to come out that they didn't offer him the job, right? They Arizona, man.
They'll put that out there, but we know different.
Yeah. All right. So that's our Super Bowl talk. We got some. Look, guys, we're gonna circle back to the Ravens talk in a second. Seems to be a new thing this year. I noticed that too. Okay, yeah, identity, yeah. It's time for some NBA. Okay, we tease you with a little bit early on, beginning of the NBA season. Haven't talked much NBA on this show, but we are going to be doing more NBA content coming up soon. And I thought, B started out the show in a great way because we want to talk about LeBron James making history. Okay. Look, he is the highest scoring all-time NBA scorer in league history. You gotta put your mind around that. How many great players have played this game? How many great scorers have been over the years? And for him to sit at the top.
And them hating ass Thunder were out there double and triple teaming him towards the end, trying to make sure he could get it.
Not on us. B, but you're the Lakers fan, man. How you feel?
It was fantastic, other than the fact that they had to finish the game. But they stopped it. No. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. If it's not the Lakers, I'm gonna pick Dallas as the surprise team to make it to the finals. They were in the conference finals last year. Luka finally got a true running mate in Kyrie when he feels like it. So we'll see. But I think he's going to be on his best behavior for the rest of this season, at least, so he can get his money. But yeah, back to the Lakers. It was an incredible moment. I was getting ready to go to bed. I wasn't feeling well last night either. But then I saw on Twitter that he was 16 points away at halftime. I'm like, I gotta put it on. He's definitely going to get it. And I watched it live, and it's just amazing to witness history like that as it happens. And then, like I said, after they threw the ball back in for play, Anthony Davis was out there doing not a goddamn thing. Russell Westbrook and Schroeder and Beverly were turning it over every single chance they got. It was ugly. But the rumor out there now is that they are working a 3-team deal with Utah and Minnesota to bring D'Angelo Russell home.
When you first said that, I was like, he's coming back to Brooklyn? I forgot he spent some time with the Lakers.
He was drafted by the Lakers.
I'll say this, though. Great rebound from not getting Kyrie. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Look,
shout out to Ben Steiner. Ben Steiner said that's even better than not getting Kyrie.
Oh, okay.
I'll just say this. Make sure they check his phone at the door. He got to turn his phone in before he goes in the locker room and before we hang out anywhere.
Ain't no swaggy peas on that team.
I mean, speaking of, he's talking about the incident where he snitched. Okay. Speaking of D'Angelo Russell snitching, it looks like he's telling on somebody right there. Who is he pointing at? Okay, who is he pointing at right there?
It looked like he was pointing at both of them.
Listen. He's like both of them right there. That is a little preview of the overtime show. Okay.
He said both these Negroes.
Yes. Yeah. Over there. Them over there, sir. Overtime show, we're gonna be discussing more NBA trades, possible trades, because the deadline's tomorrow, right?
So yes, yeah.
So we're gonna be talking possible trades, rumors, all that stuff. Also, why is Michael Irving on the front? Why are they pointing at him? Why are they looking at him? Did you guys hear what happened with Michael Irving? No. Oh, Mikey did.
Nothing happened with Michael Irving. He's perplexed.
He is perplexed.
And that's how I know something happened with Michael Irvin. You don't use that word.
Or it might be that ridiculous that he is perplexed.
That's not in his toolbox.
So he got pulled from coverage of the Super Bowl. There's some allegations made. We are going to discuss those allegations, what he said about it, and how we feel about it. That's going to be on the Overtime Show. And you can get to the Overtime Show by signing up to patreon.com/LBHT Show. All right, for as little as $3 a month. Okay, so if you got $3 in your pocket, go ahead and hit that up, especially if you're planning on donating tonight, because YouTube is acting funny. Stream Elements is acting funny. Cash App ain't acting funny. Cash App is coming through. Cash App has kind of did this to us before in the past too, right? But Cash App is up. But if you're looking for Stream Elements and it's not working, go over to patreon.com/LBHT Show. Go ahead and just sign up. Okay.
Do you had a names on Or set you do have that toggled on to show the names for your guests?
So that's not working either.
No.
Oh, it's not working.
I don't know where that setting is.
I wanted them to see my name. That can help them.
Hold on.
Help them get their donation on.
That's not. Yeah, that's. I don't know what happened. Let me see if I take this banner down real quick. Does a name come up? That's what it is. And I gotta take this down. All right, what does it say? Founder of the best nation is Donation Inc. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. So obviously, Stream Elements has some flaws with this. So if you put up a banner, they take this down. Stream Elements, not Stream.
No, I think it's like that. I think that's a StreamYard thing. Once if you put a banner up, it'll take the names out. I think.
That's not good.
That don't make no kind of sense.
Let's see if I scroll across the bottom. If I scroll across the bottom, it keeps the name, but then I have to take the name. All right, we'll play around with it. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on there. Okay, so D'Angelo Russell. That's why I never wanted D'Angelo Russell to leave Brooklyn. Right, I always wanted it to be KD and D'Angelo Russell. I did not want Kyrie. Kyrie's a better player, but I did not want Kyrie for this very reason that's going on right now. So everybody's making fun of me about Kyrie. All right, I just want you to know I never wanted Kyrie on this team. Okay, he, it was a means to an end. Okay, we needed him to get KD. Now he's gone.
But
he can go.
Sold your soul to the Hotep devil.
Listen. He can go. Cam Thomas is here. Yeah. Okay. 3 nights in a row, he scored over 40 points.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Brooklyn knows how to find those players, man. All right. And good for the Lakers for rebounding and getting something done because we thought they were toast. And D'Angelo Russell is a huge boost because AD, I'm not sure what's going on with him right now.
It's not. Is it done?
It's not done. I'm sorry. It's not done. I'm giving them the props before it
it's official. Minnesota is still talking to team, shopping around to see if they can get something better for D'Angelo, which screw you, Minnesota.
Okay, here we go. We got a little derailed, right? But go, man, look, he's bringing it back on track. He says, MJ, go. Come on. MJ, listen, we all grew up on MJ. We're MJ fans. If you want to say he's the GOAT, cool. I'm taking LeBron. I think LeBron is the GOAT, right? And anybody that says, oh, MJ's the GOAT and it's not even close, you are playing yourself. LeBron James is the all-time leading scorer. Okay? All-time leading scorer, and he's up there in rebounds, assists, and everything else.
He's objectively the greatest offensive player of all time. Like, you can't even argue that. There's no argument that he's not. He's number 1 in points all time and number 4 in assists all time. Nobody else is even close. He was a great defender at one point in his career. He slacked off the last decade, the last several years. But when it's time to really play, he still turns it on and plays some defense. But he doesn't do that on a night in and night out basis.
Yeah, I think. Look, man, it's hard. I'll admit, it's hard for me to give him the GOAT status because as you said, Zay, I grew up on MJ, but I'm not arguing against anybody that says he's the GOAT. Like you said, first all time in points. By the time it's all said and done, he'll probably be top 3 in assists, and Lord knows where he'll fall in rebounds. So look at the comments.
He said it's done.
It is done. Oh, my bad, Mr.
Thank you, Jay. All right, so D'Angelo Russell to the Lakers is done. Thank you.
Breaking news. But yeah, man, it's look. I think when it comes to talk like that, you kind of got to put them in classrooms, and LeBron is in that. He's in that room. Whoever you putting in there, go talk Kareem, MJ. Wilt, he's in that classroom, and he's able to hold his own and have a conversation with those guys in that same classroom. So you look at it how you want to. He is one of the greatest players of all time, and if he is your GOAT, I won't argue that with you.
Yeah,
I'll say this one thing.
Shout out to Tantra real quick. Says, hey fellas, look like I have to enjoy the replay. Yeah. YouTube is just it's doing YouTube things. I'm sorry, B.
No. I'll say this because you're never gonna argue an MJ fan off of the MJ point, and that's fine. So I'm not gonna argue that. Kobe's not in that room though.
I don't see anybody here talking Kobe. Yeah, that's that.
I'm just putting it out there because I saw on Twitter, who's the greatest of all time, and it was LeBron, MJ, and Kobe. I was like, no.
Now here's why I always argue. And again, if you're an MJ fan, I don't argue people about MJ. I love MJ, right? And Goldman saying, go back and watch those 90s tapes. We don't have to watch the 90s games. We grew up in the 90s. We watched them. Okay. I wanted to be like Mike. All right.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to be. I was that kid. All right, like Mike. That was me. We trust me. Like we grew up in the Michael Jordan, the legend of Michael Jordan. Like we grew up during that time. Okay, we are MJ fans, but I'm watching LeBron play too, and I just picked LeBron over MJ. If we were doing an all-time draft. Players in their prime, LeBron is the first one off my board. Okay, he's the first one off my board. If you say I'll go MJ, that's fine too. I got no problem with that. But go back and watch the tapes. I don't need to go back and watch the tapes. I watched them. All right, I grew up.
Studied them.
I need to for you to clarify, Goldman, when you say Kawhi Leonard next for what?
To retire?
Exactly.
What's up, Coach?
What up, Coach?
What's up, Coach?
Speaking of, while we have Coach here, let's plug our stuff. Okay, listen, who you see right here. Okay, this is all LBHT crew. Okay, this is all Ravens Roundtable right here. Okay, the roundtable is real. The roundtable is strong. Okay, and who's part of Roundtable? You got myself, B. You got OTR Mike. You got Coach that's in the chat, okay? And where do you go find Coach? Sip2 Tally Films. You can find all of us every Monday at 9 p.m. on the Ravens Roundtable, okay? And we are getting into more other discussions too, not just Ravens talk. We talk a little NBA. We talk, around the NFL, all that stuff, okay? So make sure you subscribe to Sip2 Tally Films is where you can find all of us. Who else is in that group? Hendo from Ravens Online Ungatekeeper. We got our man Chris Just Joking from Deep Cover Pod as well. All right. So subscribe everywhere. Also, friends. Okay. We got our guy Raven C. He says he'll go Kobe. Oh, man. I was trying to give you the alley-oop, but then you said I'll go for Kobe. For the defense. Yeah. I'm with you there. Raven C. Yeah, I agree. Subscribe to Raven C's channel is what I was trying to say. Subscribe to Raven C. You saw the homie engraving in the chat earlier. Subscribe to Engraving if you're not already subscribed. Also, our guy Nitro was in the chat. Okay, the Wonderkin Show. Make sure you go over there and subscribe. All right, those are our people. We have a tight circle, and we appreciate you guys supporting all of us. Really appreciate it. All right. Go man says MJ like Black Jesus. I hear you. So is LeBron. Like MJ's like Black Jesus to our generation, but. LeBron got the younger generation, and when you have numbers like LeBron has, it's hard to argue. And the rings mean something in the NBA. I don't want to discredit the rings. That's just what it is. However, if that's the only thing that you're holding up, then it's not LeBron or MJ. It's Bill Russell, and nobody likes to talk about Bill Russell. Anytime I bring up Bill Russell, it's different era. MJ and LeBron played in different eras, right?
And LeBron played in the better era.
Yeah. Pippen versus LeBron. There's nothing to. LeBron will run Pippen off the floor.
Whoa.
I know. I'm sorry. That is Mikey. Listen, that hit a soft spot right there. He is Team Pippen.
That's my favorite player of all time.
The Magic ran him off the floor though, didn't they? Like literally, he went and just sat on the sidelines and pouted. Was that the Magic? Or was that who was that?
He had a migraine, right?
Okay, all right.
He had a migraine. His head hurt. What's up, Attitude Pop? Attitude Pop says, no, we don't want D'Angelo and Kyrie coming to the Lakers next season. Why don't you want D'Angelo? D'Angelo Russell's a good player. and Kyrie comes to the Lakers next season. LeBron and Kyrie want to play with each other again, and Kyrie wanted to go to the Lakers. So in the offseason, he signed with the Lakers. You make it seem like it's that simple. Did they have the money to sign him in the offseason?
No.
Okay.
No, they have to trade for him. And I don't know why we don't want D'Angelo. D'Angelo was a very good player.
Yeah.
And Kyrie doesn't show up 80% of the time.
Well, so we'll see. I mean, I'm not going to rule that out, Attitude Pop. I'm not going to sit there and say that can't happen.
I think they could sign him, but obviously Russ got to come off the books and a couple other guys. But
Russ is gone, but I think they're still over. They won't be able to sign him 41.
And to your point, B, I think they would have had to, according to Brian Windhorst anyway, they would have had to hold on to Russ, let his contract expire with them, and then they would have got that cap space or something along that line. So that opportunity might be gone because Kyrie is eligible for, I think, a 2-year, $87 million extension or whatever it is. So
yeah, they can sign him. They can't sign him to the money he wants.
Right.
Yeah. And Kyrie is such a baby, man. I mean, look, it is what it is. This is all basketball talk. Personally, whatever. It's whatever. I don't know these people, but
Ron doesn't have that killer instinct like Kobe or MJ. Who was it that came back from down 3-1 on the best team of all time in the NBA Finals?
What's killer instinct mean? So you guys kill me with this. How many finals has LeBron been to?
What, like 10, I believe.
Yeah, and it was like eight consecutive or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
How many has MJ been to? 6, right? Yes, he won all 6 of them. Great. What about when he didn't make it? Right? Like, why do you guys
Those don't count?
Yeah, like so getting there and losing counts against you, but not making it at all doesn't matter. And let's be real about it. The times he didn't make it, he got the brakes beat off of him. Okay, those bad boys, they beat the brakes off of that.
And Boston and Milwaukee.
Yes. So let's talk about that too. Let's keep it all in perspective because I remember those times as well. All right. So
I remember them getting bounced in the second round and then him crying, "You got to get me help."
Right.
By Orlando.
Right. So it wasn't all sweet with MJ. Okay, MJ didn't play for 7 years and won 6 out of 7 years.
Yeah, and I mean, just Alu, like, you my guy, but you out of line for that comment, brother. Listen, MJ ain't win no championships until sloppy sipping got there, as you're saying.
Oh, well, so, yes, that's right.
You gotta, Pippen at one time. Pippen was the second best player in the NBA at one time.
Yeah, no, Pippen was a fantastic player.
Yeah,
and MJ doesn't win any titles without him.
Exactly. How many of y'all, just Allo knows, so don't answer just Allo. How many of y'all remember Zippin' Pippen? Y'all know what that is? It was a juice box. He had a juice box called Zippin' Pippen. Y'all don't know. Y'all not real fans, okay? We were fans. All right. Zippin' Pippen. Just Al remembers Zippin' Pippen. Okay.
Hey, Todd Billen, do me a favor real quick and define pure scorer as something other than a person who puts the ball in the basket. Because LeBron's done that more than anyone in the history of basketball.
Well, hold on. Let's read the comment for our audio listeners. Todd Billen says, LeBron not even a better pure scorer than Durant. Durant, the best pure scorer of all time. Listen, man. Again, I like Durant too. But if we're talking about pure scorer, I mean, all-time leading scorer. He's got more points than everybody in the history of the game.
Currently, 11,000 more than Kevin Durant.
So, I mean, how much? I mean, when Kevin Durant is finished playing, 11,000 more. Kevin Durant is never catching LeBron James, right? So how do you determine pure scorer? He has more points than anybody that's ever played, and there's been many great players to play this game, many great offensive players, many great scorers, and LeBron is ahead of all of them.
It's like when people say true point guard. That doesn't mean anything. It means nothing. Pure score, true point guard. Those terms don't mean anything, man.
Yeah. See, now this is where we get into LeBron hate, right? Because he's getting compared to Kobe and KD, guys that are not as good as him, right? They're great, obviously, but they're not LeBron. If you want to argue MJ, all right, we can have an MJ debate, and I'm not even gonna really debate you because I love MJ too. But everybody else, that's not a debate.
Oh my God, top billing. Iggy was locking LeBron down in the finals. Go post his averages from that finals. If you don't mind.
Who locked down MJ when he wasn't making it to the finals? Who was that?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, there you go. All right. Here we go. King 95. LeBron ain't even done yet. He still got 2 more years to go. Yeah, I think. Yeah. You think 2 more years? You think 2 more years?
Yeah,
I can see it. Yeah. I mean, he's still playing at a high level right now. He talking about how he, how great he feels, and he's as sharp as he's ever been. Like I don't see him hanging it up.
Man, there's some nights he looked like he want to quit right then and there.
Yeah.
What's going on, E? E is Team MJ all the way. Yes, we've had conversations about that. Now I understand. Look, we all grew up on MJ. I'm just saying, don't disrespect LeBron. You can't disrespect him. You cannot disrespect LeBron. He is the all-time leading scorer. So I mean, it doesn't matter how you feel about it. That is a fact that you cannot refute. You want to say 6 rings? Great. That's not even close to the most rings by a great player. 6 rings, by the way. So if you're arguing that, then you're taking MJ out the argument just off of that. But what you cannot debate is all-time leading scorer. Yeah, right? That's just a fact.
It has to stop, right? I get it. I get it's great. Like LeBron said, it's great barbershop talk. You know what I mean? But the LeBron hate, it got to stop. And like I said, I'm a Jordan guy, right? I grew up a Bulls fan. As I said, Scottie Pippen was my favorite player of all time.
Hold on a second, B. Hold on 1 second. I brought up Living Legend for a second. Shout out to Living Legend, man. So Living Legend, if y'all don't know, he makes beats, okay, and he's got an album out right now with Ellis. That's the guy's name, Ellis. I think the name of the album is called Living Legend. Okay, you guys go check it out. My bad, I meant to pin the link. That's what I want to do tonight. But I'm gonna go in and put it in the comment afterwards. You guys, it's a dope album. Okay, go over there. Check them out. I'll put the link in there. In fact, Living Legend, put the link in the chat. Put the link to where people can find your album. Worth every penny. All right. And he's a local artist. We always like to big up the local artists. He did excellent work. So go over there, support. Yeah, man, check it out. It's well worth it. I listened to it. He sent us the link the other day. I listened to it on the way to work, man. Love it. So great job, Living Legend, and keep doing your thing. All right. Top Billing says Bron is a great player, but he couldn't play in MJ's era. That was a grown man ball. You know what he would do. Okay. So let me ask you this. Let me ask y'all this. If you don't know, I love you using this because when you talk about grown man ball, this guy always shows up in these highlight reels. Go look up Bill Laimbeer and tell me what team Bill Laimbeer would play on in today's NBA.
Bill Laimbeer, the dude who was too physical for little MJ to get past him in the playoffs. And he had to go and lift weights for the first time in his life and get to 215 pounds so that they could beat Detroit. LeBron has about 70 pounds on MJ. What are you talking about, bro? He's bigger than Karl Malone and a better athlete than Michael Jordan.
Bill Laimbeer was 6'11", 245 pounds. LeBron
and not a muscle on his body.
So look, I get why people think this, right? I'm gonna keep this up for a second. I get why people think this. The rules changed, right? The players didn't change those rules, right? They wanted a less physical game because they didn't want to see players throwing punches. They didn't want to see the brawls and all that stuff anymore. They're trying to clean it up, have a better product for people, right? Investors and all that stuff, right? That's not the players' fault. That's just business. The players adjusted to it, right? So, and I'm not even against it. It's more about skill now. Okay, that physical area that you're talking about, all those things are fouls. That's not part of the game. That's got nothing to do with your skill. Okay, But the physicality part of it, if LeBron was able, if he was able to go back into the 90s and play against those guys and just be as physical as he wants, he would kill people. Nobody wants to stand in his way now when he goes to the basket for a dunk. He's almost 40, right? LeBron, like that's a wrecking train. You don't want those problems. And not just for LeBron, Giannis. Who was Giannis in their day? Right? I mean, the closest thing that you saw to something like that was Shaq, right? And that was kind of going towards the end of MJ's career, right? And Shaq was a force.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna mention with Danity here. Top billing speaking facts. This era only shoots threes. 3 counts for more than 2, by the way. The big man has disappeared completely. Jose just told you how big Bill Laimbeer is. Giannis is 7 feet 240, 7 feet 242, and he can play anywhere on the court. You're not going to come in here and act like it's a positive that you had people on the court who could only do 1 or 2 specific things, as opposed to having players of all sizes who can play anywhere on the floor. That's nonsense. And listen, you say all they do is shoot threes, and that's exactly why they would run those Bulls teams off the court. The Bulls can't shoot with the Warriors. What do you think would happen if they played Steph Curry and Klay Thompson? They'd get their ass handed to them.
Well, yeah, I mean, they just, it's, again, different era, right? So, back then, like, I mean, they still shot threes, but not like they do now. But teams back then didn't know how to guard that, right? Because nobody stood that far out and shot threes, right? And they would say, okay, we'll just let them shoot, and they'll hit a dry spell, and we'll make our run, and that's how they would handle it. But what the Warriors did is take it to another level, because that's what the Suns used to do. They shoot a lot of threes and run the court fast, and the Spurs would be like, all right, they'll run out of steam, and we'll make our run. But the Warriors are like, nah, we're not going to run out of steam. We're going to keep shooting. We're going to shoot the lights out.
Also, they're pretty sure the past 2 NBA MVPs was the big man, and they said another big man got robbed.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, what are they doing with Embiid in that era? Who are the best centers in MJ's era? Right? Or big men. Who are the best big men? I mean, I don't think the mailman can handle any of these guys in this era.
Yeah, Todd Dillon, they had 3-point shooters, and they don't shoot it like the players today. Go look at the numbers. Don't sit here and talk to me about your nostalgia. All right, go and look at the number of threes that Steph Curry makes versus the entire Bulls squad.
Well, hold on. You gotta read the comment, B. You gotta read it for the audio podcast. He says the Bulls had 3-point shooters. Are you serious? Tony Kukoc and Pippen were literally the prototypes for this multi-positional players today. Now, I do agree with that, Top Building. I do agree with that for sure. Yeah, they were big men but they're the prototype. But
what do you think happens with prototypes?
But LeBron's the upgrade.
Right. Yeah. What do you think happens when you have a prototype? The next version is better, Top Billing.
Listen, you guys, you just have certain players that can play in any era, period. And I think LeBron is one, just for the simple fact that LeBron could play 4 or 5 positions in the league right now, or at any time. So the fact that he can play anywhere on the court. He can play any. Listen, we gotta stop. We gotta stop with the LeBron. Listen,
Paxton and Curry. What are they doing? What are you talking about? Shooters? Like,
he doesn't have to be your favorite player, but come on.
The guys that you remember. Okay. Outside of the all-time greats, right? Because we're talking about the different eras. Look at the league. Those guys compared to the average guys in today's league. Those guys couldn't make NBA teams today, right? They couldn't do it. Like they're not nearly athletic enough or skilled enough. What got them in the league back then was their physicality, right? They could be tough and they could be gritty and they could grit their way on the team. No, in this era, you have to be skilled, right? These guys are way more skilled and they're just way more athletic. Way more athletic. And you don't want some of these guys getting physical with those guys back then. You don't want to see a Serge Ibaka back then. You don't want to see you don't want to see Giannis, right, playing in that era. right? Those guys would not hold up.
No.
DBZ says he's not a LeBron fan, but he respects his game. That's all we're saying. Just respect his game.
Over there hitting jumpers over Mark Price, talking about you couldn't play in my era.
Yeah, Mike wasn't a good 3-point shooter. Skip tries to roast Braun on it, and Shannon asks, "What was Jordan's 3-point percentage?" Yeah, worse than LeBron's. Just Al says if Dr. J were born in 1990, he'd probably be 6'8" and weigh 240 pounds. You can't compare different eras, nutrition, medicine, travel. They're all different. You can compare to a certain extent. You can compare. So wait. So if he was born in a different era, he would be taller. That's not true. That's a genetics thing, right? That's a genetics thing. But yes, but those things do factor in, right? Nutrition, sports medicine, science and all that stuff. And that's why it is interesting to compare great players, because I think some of these guys could transition to today's game, and it'd be interesting to see how they would play, right? But you know what you can't compare: skill, right? How did they play the game? Like, how did they shoot and all that stuff? And it's not a complete one-to-one comparison because they play differently. I get all that. So yeah, it is hard to say, but LeBron's era and MJ's era weren't that far apart. So that's why, that debate is more intense. That's why you don't get any debate about Bill Russell, because when we're talking about rings, all of a sudden Bill Russell doesn't count because he's a different era than Jordan, right? Mm-hmm. Even though he has more rings than Jordan. But all right, enough of this LeBron and Jordan slander. Okay, I'm sick of it.
Dennis Rodman was going to lock down the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. Sure he was. And since I know you didn't go to look, I went and looked for you. The 2015-2016 Steph Curry made 402 threes. The 72-10 Bulls team made a little over 500 in total. They would wreck the Bulls.
Now, I don't agree with that, but I do think that Golden State team can run with them, but I don't think they beat the Bulls. But I see your point. I mean, this is the way I look at it, right? Depending on the style of play, like people like Michael Jordan, in this wide open style of playing of basketball, Michael Jordan might average 60 points a game, right? He played in an era where it was slow down. You know what I mean? It was a little more physical. The rules were different. So, you had to slow it down. And you could just look at that by the amount of points that was scored per game back in those times. These dudes is putting up 140, 150 points a night. Like, MJ might average 60. But at the same time, if you translate LeBron into that era, that slow down game, the physical game, he can do the same thing. LeBron would also allow LeBron to play in any era is the fact that he's top 4 in assists. He can pass the ball. He can get people open. He makes people better on the court. That would allow him to play in any era. I don't care what era you choose, he'll be able to play there. So and sometimes comparing it's a waste of time in a sense, right? Because at the end of the day, it just has to be looked at like, they all great, and great players can play anywhere, all the time.
Okay. And also, it's how they took care of the bodies as well, right? I think LeBron kind of laid the blueprint for a lot of athletes today to, how to handle the offseason, because MJ, I don't think did a great job with that. But he's MJ, right? So he showed up ready to go, but LeBron stays in shape year round, right? Like, you talk about treat your body like a temple. That's LeBron, and that's why he's able to play at the level he's playing at today. He's still one of the best players in the league, right? He should be relegated to a role player status at this point, and he's the star of the team, right? He's the only reason they're even hopeful to make it to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. That speaks to how he takes care of his body, unlike Jordan with his flu game, right? If you guys don't know about the flu game, he was hungover. That was not the flu. That wasn't some bad pizza like he told you in the documentary. Okay, I ate the whole pizza.
I just want to shout out the ridiculousness of this comment. Todd Bill, LeBron has to recruit super teams while simultaneously arguing how great Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman are, and you had the prototypes for the future players, and Tony Kukoc, and you had these great 3-point shooters in Steve Kerr and John Paxson. Those weren't super teams, Top? That's what you're trying to tell me?
Why are you picking on Top billing?
Because he's talking nonsense. That's why. Like, come on, bro.
When Horace Grant left the Bills and they lost to Orlando, Michael Jordan was vocal about it. He said, we're one Horace Grant away from winning a title. And then they went and got Dennis Rodman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he recruited players too. Okay. Like, don't get it twisted. If they didn't make it to the finals, if they didn't beat Detroit that first time they made it to the finals, Jordan would have been asking for a trade.
Who cares if he said MJ didn't recruit? Who cares if MJ didn't recruit or if he did? He played for a competent organization. LeBron didn't. That has absolutely nothing to do with anything. And it just tells me that you're not even making a logical argument at this point.
Well, listen again. This is where we kind of pluck at the heartstrings of fans, right? And they're gonna try to poke holes into arguments. But yeah, no, the recruiting part has nothing to do with somebody's greatness. That it's got nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with skill, right? And it doesn't matter how great of a player you are. You need other great players around you to win in any era. Okay, yeah. Ask Dominique Wilkins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He didn't run and cry and go to multiple teams like LeBron. LeBron won titles for multiple teams.
Wait, did Jordan play? Did he play for the Bulls his whole career?
Pretty sure he didn't.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought I saw him over on Florida Avenue. All right, listen, man. See, King, we went over an hour. Now we're getting close to 2 hours.
Yeah, it's time to go.
King jinxed us. We were trying to get out here in an hour. What's going on, Nitro? Nitro says team success, individual accolades, and impact. It's not even close. Jordan is undeniably the GOAT. No, it's very close. In fact, LeBron, in my opinion, is the GOAT. And if you're talking about team success, then that's Bill Russell, right? Because team success, the only thing, you don't have to say team success. You're just talking about championships. That's the only team success that you're talking about. Team success, he has 2 more rings than LeBron. Individual accolades, what are we talking about? What does he have more than LeBron?
Yeah, they both have a ton of individual accolades.
Right. So it's very close, Nitro. It's very close. But hey, if you like MJ, go ahead and rock with that, man. I'm not even gonna argue that point. It's not a combination of all three. It's I mean, yes, it is a combination. It is a combination, but you say it's not even close. No, it's definitely close.
And there we have Top Billing just revealing the fact that he is in fact a LeBron hater.
He has no heart. Okay,
that's all.
I mean, like,
LeBron has no heart.
If that's all it takes to be the all-time leading scorer, take away my heart too. Maybe I could have made it to the league. Who knew? That's all it took.
We know Just Alloy says my all-time favorite is never even mentioned in the GOAT convo. You remember who his all-time favorite is?
Yeah, Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan, the big fundamental.
It's not Tim Duncan. Doesn't he like Charles Barkley? He said Charles Barkley was better than Tim Duncan. Wasn't he on making that argument?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not gonna dignify that. Liar.
First of all, there's nothing funny about liking Tim Duncan. That's, listen. Shout out to Tim Duncan, okay? St. Croix native, okay? We our family's from the Virgin Islands. There'll be no Tim Duncan slander whatsoever. And Tim Duncan is absolutely an all-time great. Like, he's not the greatest all time, but look, 5 rings, never missed the playoffs in his whole career. Never missed the playoffs.
I wonder if that counts for that team success they were talking about.
What?
Never missing the playoffs and winning 50 games every single year except the shortened year.
Yeah, I know. And see, Agent E, there you go. He says Bill Russell's the GOAT. Debate Agent E on that. All right, so listen. All right, let's get a bonus time in, okay? Because we're gonna wrap this up and then hit the overtime show. Now, listen, let's get a quick word from our sponsors. Ourselves, okay. All right, let's plug some stuff real quick. We had some we had a little issue tonight on YouTube. All right, for the 60 people that are in here, hit that like button. Appreciate you hanging tough through all the technical difficulties through YouTube. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Anybody that watches replay, go ahead and do the same. All right. Look, Stream Elements let us down tonight. Let us down. Okay. But we still had a Cash App and people donated. We appreciate all that. But another way to donate is right below Mr. OTR Mike. Patreon.com/LBHT Show. All right. We have 3 tiers. We have 3 tiers that you can sign up for. All right. B's going to tell you about those tiers real quick.
Yeah, we have the $3 tier, which is a general support tier and also gets you into our LBHT Pick'em League, where we give away a custom LBHT trophy or now a plaque to the winner every season.
Yeah.
Mike stole one last year, but congrats to Hendo who won it this season. Jose's going to get that plaque to you someday. We also have the $10 tier, which you get the LBHT crew coin that Jose has right there. And you get the it also gets you into our fantasy football league. We have a dynasty league where we give away a custom championship belt. Congratulations to Buck, who won that this season. The belt is on the way. It should be there very soon. We also have a redraft league that we do every year for fun. If there's enough interest, we'll start up a second dynasty league as well. And we have the $20 tier, which is a combined tier for this show and our boxing podcast that we do with OTR Mike, Ring Kings podcast. If you sign up there, you get the custom poker deck featuring our top 25 fighters of all time, along with everything else that I mentioned. And of course, every tier gets you entrance into the overtime show that we do every week following the live show, and they all get you entrance into the Discord server.
Yes. So again, like I mentioned earlier, Marco G, he's having some issues with Stream Elements, and he needed a comment, put up there. Look, sometimes there are technical difficulties with the chat. Sometimes there's just too many people in the chat. We can't get to every comment, but the Discord is always going, right? And it's always active, and it's just another place to take your conversation. If you can't have it during the live stream, you're trying to get your point across, we can't see it, and just people in general can't see it. Discord is another place to take the conversation. $3 is all you need, and it's essentially a one-time fee, right? We don't take anybody out. So, at some point you decided to cancel your membership, that is perfectly fine. You will always be a member of the Discord once you're in there. So $3, well worth it. All right.
Yes.
Also, you like the merch? Do you like the merch? I really like this one, actually. This is embroidered. The shirt feels nice. All right. Go over to lbhtshow.com/shop. Okay, that's where you can purchase the merchandise. All right. You got some Ring King stuff right there. Lovely couple. All right. You got a dope beanie right there. That beanie is very comfortable, actually. That is definitely Egyptian-like cotton, as my man OTR Mike would say. All right. This guy right here, the only reason he's looking sad is because we told him once we're done snapping these pictures, take that shirt off, give it back. He said, "Oh man, that ain't cool." Okay. You guys see me wear this on multiple occasions. You've seen Hendo wear this. Okay. That is the Ravens City Edition shirt. Okay. With the outline of East and West Baltimore map. A hot item. You guys love that one. All right. So that and much, much more at lbhtshow.com/shop. Also, you see Mr. Mikey here with us. We have a show, a boxing channel. If you are into boxing, Ring Kings podcast. Go over there, subscribe. All right, subscribe on YouTube. Also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Ring Kings Pod. If you listen to audio, wherever you listen to audio, leave us a 5-star review. All right, so we got all kinds of stuff going on, and we showed you the Ravens Roundtable earlier. Okay, that's us on here. We got Hendo. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to Deep Cover Podcast. And subscribe to Sip 2 Tally Films. That's where you'll find us every Monday night at 9 p.m.
And this Sunday, I forgot to upload the actual thumbnail, but this Sunday we're going to be on Let's Get Ready Network with our guy Ferris and Caleb. I believe D-Weez is going to be there as well for a betting segment. We're going to be doing some post Super Bowl streaming. It'll be on all 3 channels. We're going to multi-stream, but make sure you hit every channel and hit the subscribe and hit the like button as well. But I do have a last question for Top Billin here. He says, man, Tim Duncan definitely gets too much credit. Parker, Ginobili, and Bowen. How come Michael Jordan is the only one who can have Hall of Fame teammates and it doesn't tarnish his legacy?
So are you saying Parker, Ginobili, Bowen are better than Pippen and Horace Grant and Rodman? You saying they're better than those guys? If you are, I mean, go ahead and say that. That's what you're saying right now. If not, how's he getting too much credit?
Well, no, if they're better than or they're not better than those guys, then why aren't you tarnishing Michael Jordan a lot more than you are?
Yeah. Top Billing. So Top Billing, yes, the Discord is like a chat. You never heard of Discord? So yeah, it is a chat room. It is a chat room. So sign up, patreon.com/LBHT Show, and the link is there, I believe, on the first page. But if you have trouble, just send email us or whatever, and we will send you the link. And then it's a chat room, and they have it's a server, and then you have different channels. So when you go on there, you'll see the general channel. That's the general chat. D-Weezy has a channel on there for lunch money bets. So all your betting stuff is on there. If you're a content creator, you want to plug anything, we have a promotion channel. You can plug your stuff in there. All right. So there's all kinds of stuff going on in there. Well worth it. Well worth it. Yeah, don't forget David Robinson. Okay, yeah. So let me ask you, man. Look, if you're gonna go down this rabbit hole, so tell me how you feel about Kobe then, because Kobe was always number 2 to Shaq.
Well, yeah, I noticed you haven't answered about Michael Jordan and him having a couple of top 50 players of all time on his team.
Well, we're off of that now, right? We're off of that. Let's talk about Kobe.
No, you're off it because he ain't got no answer.
Yeah. But no, he's talking about Tim Duncan now. So let's talk about Kobe. Kobe was always number 2. Does anybody want to debate that? He was always number 2 to Shaq. You can say he was number 1 when Shaq left, but those first 3 rings, that was Shaq's team.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm starting that, Suge. I'm starting that. Suge says, "Don't start, Jose."
Jordan made the Bulls team because Jordan didn't win a goddamn thing until Scottie Pippen showed up. Jordan was making the playoffs with losing records and getting bounced in the first round until Scottie Pippen and Phil Jackson showed up. So again, what are you talking about?
And Horace Grant and Steve Kerr. Oh, all right, let me stop. Didn't he slap Steve Kerr in practice? Isn't that the rumor?
He probably slapped every one of them.
Listen, man, great players need great players to win championships. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
All right. A couple minutes for bonus time. Okay. We got bonus time. We can keep this debate going. You guys love the NBA talk. I'm glad. Because there's gonna be more of that. I love it, man. I love the passion. Because we love basketball, man. And I love these conversations. It sucks because these guys played in different eras, right? So they can't play each other. So all we can do is debate over this. Yeah, he punched him. Punched him in his eye. I heard it was an open hand slap. Just listen. I'd much rather get punched than an open hand slap. If you open hand slap me, we're fighting to death. You punch me, we'll scuffle. We'll scuffle a little bit, right? Like if you punch me, it's gonna be a little fight, but we can shake hands afterwards. You open hand slap me, there's only one man leaving the room. You know how disrespectful an open hand slap is. That's why I was mad at Will Smith for what he did to Chris Rock. It's like, oh, that couldn't have been me. I'd have came out that tux real quick.
It's like the late great Charlie Murphy said, when they used to slap each other back in the day, they had a gunfight after that. Somebody had to go.
Yeah, that's a no, man. You have to really just not respect somebody. You must be really ready to fight if you open hand slap them. Most of the time you just don't respect them. You tell them you ain't gonna do nothing. You can't. There's no coming back from that. You can't let that slide. I'm sorry. That's why. What you say, Mikey?
Nah, I'm with you. I was just going to answer Brandon. Yeah, he had his brother was Harvey Grant.
Oh, Horace Grant. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's right. He's at the mess out of Chris Rock. Yeah. Chris Rock was in an impossible situation, man. I'm sitting here saying you can't come back from that. But what are you going to do? It's the Oscars, right?
And Will walked away pretty fast.
Yeah.
We got to, man, I'd have jumped on his back.
I would have tackled him.
Yes.
No. So honestly, I think I might have had the same reaction because, like, you don't expect it. You're like, well, what's he doing? Right. And you think maybe he's joking.
Improv.
Yeah, maybe he's joking or whatever. But when he got back to his seat and he started cursing at him, that's when I would have came out my tux. I'd be like, okay, jokes are over. Let's go. Right? Like that part, had he just did that and quietly sat back in the seat and not said anything, right? All right, we could play that off, right? And then later on, he might be like, okay, I meant that. Okay, we'll talk about it or whatever. Don't hit me next time, right? But the yelling at him and cursing at him, oh no. Commercial break. There's gonna be an incident right now. Shay says, I open hand slap everyone. I swear, my OTR sweater. Oh, when I wear my OTR sweater. Yeah.
Behave yourself, Shug. I gotta re-release that. That's actually my design. So it's gonna be an open mic design as well.
We're gonna talk to you about doing some design work for Lunch Break Hot Take.
Yeah, I mean, what's up?
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll have some discussions about that. Just Al says, I forgot what year Shaq had one of the greatest championship series ever. He put up crazy Wilt Chamberlain type numbers. Yeah. He averaged like 34 points. However many rebounds.
If you look at all of Shaq's playoff runs, especially his finals runs, the numbers are ridiculous. Like it's not even close.
Yeah. He used to break those rims, literally. Mr. J says somebody had to go. Somebody had to die afterwards. Yeah. That's a fact, man.
Speaking of, 3 people got to go right now.
3 people?
All of
us? Oh, I just meant in the chat. I was like, no, nobody in the chat. Everybody's been good in the chat. What are you talking about? All right, couple more. Let's get out of here. Danny says, felt so bad for Chris Rock. I'm seeing him at the Hippodrome. Oh, okay. No, I mean, listen, I empathize with them in that moment. I don't feel bad for him. He's a millionaire. He's just fine.
She said that like she doesn't think he's funny, and that's the only reason she's going. I felt so bad for him. I bought a ticket.
Yeah. I don't feel bad for him. I was mad at Will Smith in the moment. I still like Will Smith. You know, I want to see Bad Boys 4. Okay. Speaking of Bad Boys 4, did you see the little teaser? You see where him and Martin Lawrence announced it, Mikey? Mikey is the biggest Martin Lawrence fan, by the way.
Yes, I did see it. I've only been saying that there would be a 4 for the last 20 years, and it just came true. Okay.
Did you guys notice? The weight loss for Martin Lawrence? He looked good.
Yeah, he did look good. He does look good. Yeah.
Because after Bad Boys 3, I was like, if they do a 4th one, they gotta tell him, man, you gotta hit the weights. You gotta get in the gym. It looks like he got in the gym. He looked great. So I'm excited, man.
He looks like Martin of Martin.
Yeah,
he looked like Marty Marr.
I'm excited, man. I like Bad Boys 3. Right, it was solid. Well, obviously it's not the greatest thing in the world, but like I thought it was solid. I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. I think 4 is gonna be entertaining. Yeah, living legend. He slimmed down. Mm-hmm. He slimmed down. That's I'm happy for him. Brandon Basil said Bernie would have burned the place down before you smacked him. Oh yes. Bernie Mac would not. you want to walk close to Bernie Mac? He'd have been ready. He'd be like, what you want to do? You guys ever watched the Bernie Mac show? That was my favorite show. Yeah. I love that. Especially now as a parent, I love it even more. All right. We're getting out of here. We're coming close to 2 hours. See, King? See? You talking about it won't be hashtag 1 hour. It will not be hashtag 2 hours. Okay. That's not happening. We are going to start the overtime show. If you guys are wondering, I saw people asking, hey, how do I get to the Discord? Hey, how do I get access to the overtime show? Patreon.com/LBHT Show is how you do it. All right. And what are we talking about on the Overtime Show? There you go. They're telling you. Okay.
Well, shout out to Top Billing who signed up for Patreon. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, Top Billing. And I'll tell B to stop harassing you. Okay.
Oh, it's endless arguments now in the Discord.
Yes. You don't know what you signed up for, Top Billing. You should have done that. No, it's a great community we're building over there, man. And yeah. Everybody hates Chris. That's another one I love. I love that one, man. Lots of great shows out there, man. But yes, great community we've been out there. Great community here in the chat. We love you guys. Thank you so much for showing up, man. YouTube messed up tonight. Okay, they messed up, but you guys showed out. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, B, are you ready to get out of here?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Mike. You had anything before we get out of here?
Nah, man. Just go check out the episode. I mean, you talked about it to start the show, but on Sunday night when everybody was talking about the Grammys, I took my little nano platform and I highlighted the Dunbar Poets, Baltimore high school, who sent 10 African-American boys, student athletes, off to college. $73 million in scholarships, over umpteen scholarship offers.
Over 70.
Yeah. Right? So it's a dope story. And in a time where, the media only plugs the negative stuff, thought it would be okay to put a positive story up there. So go check that out.
Facts. All right. Listen, patrons, get ready. The Overtime Show is starting soon. Everybody else, thank you so much. B, you said you're ready, right?
I'm ready.
B said he's ready. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your week. And we will see you Super Bowl Sunday. Ooh. Peace out.